Hi, my name is Flemming. I'm from Cobot Lift. I'm the inventor of Cobot Lift, and this is the mobile Cobot Lift I'm looking at right now. The Cobot Lift consists of 3 elements. It's a vacuum tube lifter, the crane system, lifting by means of vacuum. It's the Cobot arm. This is from Universal Robots. And it's the tool that's connecting these two. So the Cobot is not lifting anything. It's the vacuum tube lifting, and it's only the Cobot. It's only guiding the product around. And that way we can actually lift up to 4 times more the normal payload for the Cobot because the vacuum tube is very strong. When you get this up, connected as it is here, you will have to align it, of course, but also make a functional test is a good idea. So let me show you just 2 things that is quite important. We have 2 valves on the system. One that's for gripping and releasing the product, and one for what we call a booster valve is for maximizing the grip and the force of the system also. And you have those 2 simple ways of checking out if they are connected right. In principle, you can connect them as you like on the Cobot. That's up to you. But to make sure if it's working or not, you can just make a simple test. So let me see here. I want to check the release valve to see if I have a grip on the product. If I do, now it's on. I do. It's on. So this is working. If I want to make the same test of the booster valve, it's a bit the same, but it reacts differently. So when I put this on, you can see the holding force of the system just fell off, and just because we are opening up everything in the system so that we can get a maximum power and gripping power and lifting power. It doesn't really work without the product here, but that's that's okay. So now you've seen at least how these 2 functional tests can be made pretty easy. Then the next thing is to make sure everything is aligned. When you get the Cobot Lift, you would have this one also. If you don't, get one. So you can see if everything is aligned. You have to check, in principle, the column has to be aligned this way and also the other way. So it has to be straight. The same with the swing arm, has to be horizontal, and the tool has to be aligned also. And the reason for this is because the Cobot Lift is made with this vacuum tube lifter, so it's lifting in one point. So if you haven't aligned the system, you will put extra forces on the robot, stress the joints, and it will wear out in the end, and you will also get a lot of protective stops when you're running with the system. As this system can run up to 4 times the normal payload, you have to think about the inertia of the product when you're moving it around. So running very fast is not an option when you're running the system. That's the payoff for the extra payload. So typically you have to expect 3 to 4 picks per minute when you're using our Cobot Lift. Yeah. You also have to consider the weight balance of the product. It has to be rather centered. And I'll demonstrate a little how to move the box and the sack, and you can see how it's working when it's running. Yeah. You can lift all kinds of product with our system. We have these quick connectors on the tools, so you can change from this is a sack gripper, from one gripper to the other in just a few seconds. I will put on the box gripper now, so demonstrate how this can work. If you listen to the noise or the sound of the vacuum system, you can also hear that we're turning up and down the vacuum level when we're running the system. If you are dropping the product with full lifting power, you will get a push in the tool when you release the product. You don't want that to happen. So just turn it down before you drop the product is a good idea. As you can also imagine, a big box like that, if the weight balance is not the same all the time, you will have a product hanging like this. And when you try to set that down, it will move. So your product will be swinging all over the place. So you have to make sure you have a good pickup, so you have the same circumstances all the time. This is a box. Of course, do the same with the sack. This is 25 kilograms, what you see here. And again, you can hear the sound of the vacuum system. We're turning up and down on the vacuum when we're running the system, depending on where you are in the cycle. There's no need to have full power on the vacuum when you don't have any load. You only need it when you're lifting the heavy stuff. Now I moved it on the service position in the end. So when you have done your routine or whatever you've done, it's always a good idea to place the tool on something like a platform or whatever, so you don't stress the rubber joints on the tool. Yeah, well, I think that was all for now. Always feel free to contact us if there's anything you want to discuss about applications or technical issues or whatever. We have a lot of tutorials also we can help you out with if you have specific issues you want to discuss. But thank you for this time. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.